Good afternoon. Are you still with us? Okay. So I'm Irene. You can call me if for short. So I'm here to share with you a progress report of the work that has been done since the UN study on violence against children was done and reported. So you see, in 2006, were you born already by that time? Yes. Okay. So you didn't know, in 2006, the report, the UN study on violence against children was finished. And many of you in Cambodia, in different parts of Asia, and some other parts of the world, the children and young people were part of this study. Many of you may have been consulted, and many of you have given information with regards to violence against children. This study provided information on the extent, the nature, the causes, and effects of violence on children in different settings. So, it looked at the situation of violence against children in the homes, in school, where else? In the community, in the workplace, and in institutions that take care of children. So, allow me to share with you, again, some of the recommendations of the study, just for all of us to remember. Okay, there were 12 major recommendations, and these are composed of many words, but basically talks about, it tells basically of what countries should be doing to make sure that the environment of the children will be free of all forms of violence. So, these 12 is just telling us basically that prevention is very, very important. That we should begin to change certain cultural practices that contribute to violence against children, including the elimination of corporal punishment. Have you heard about that, my dear colleagues and friends? Hello? Are you still with me? Okay. And it also talks about building parents' skills in nonviolent discipline, problem solving, and resolution of conflict or quarrels or whatever, respecting the whole child in their family, their dignity and their development needs, and increasing the understanding of child development and increasing awareness of children's rights. So there are 12 of them. So this is what we are now trying to follow up. How countries are now doing. What are they doing? What is their status? Are they obeying or following these recommendations in their countries? Okay. So allow me now to share with you what so far has been found after 5 years. We are now almost 6 years since the UN study was done. So the NGO Advisory Council that is following up the UN study on violence against children collected a lot of researches and studies all over the world done after the study. So after that, what I'm sharing with you now are some of the results of this study. So we followed up after 6 years. Okay, so let's look at the violence in the home and the family. Let's see. Well, based on the information we gathered, violence is still continuing and most common in the homes. So there's not much change. Many children are still experiencing violence. Another is that every month, 2 out of 3 children are experiencing physical punishment. 86% of children experience physical punishment and psychological abuse. Lastly, among many more experiences, sexual violence continues, and many cases still remain unreported. Now, despite these, there are some progress made. And what are these? In the whole world, all over the world, there are now 31 countries which have full ban, the total ban, law that bans corporal punishment are 31. In our region, in East Asia and the Pacific region, only one has a total ban on corporal punishment, and this is New Zealand. In ASEAN, there is none yet, but there are now certain bills or laws that are in place so that total ban on corporal punishment or ban on corporal punishment can be achieved. In the Philippines, there's a bill. We hope that it will be passed by both the House and the Senate. There's also an anti-bullying bill that is in the Senate. We are waiting for this. But the 9 other member states in ASEAN, we still are waiting for legislation that will ban corporal punishment in the home and in all settings. So we are looking forward to work on this one. Now, apart from progress, allow me to share with you some of the things that are going on now to change, to make the world of children free from violence in this region. One, we have the promotion of positive non-violent discipline and child-rearing practices are all over the region. Training of parents and caregivers to use these positive non-violent disciplining methods are going on. Existing programs now on parenting are beginning to be enhanced to include positive non-violent disciplining methods, and some modules of various types that has something to do with positive non-violent disciplining are being tried. So we're developing our own, or maybe adapting what we have learned from different countries. Also, community-based child protection mechanisms are also being strengthened. I know here in Cambodia you have a lot of this. You have the children's clubs, the youth clubs, and you're working with community-based groups along this line. And last is that there are ongoing advocacy work so that your laws and policies and the laws of other countries in the ASEAN region can be able to stop violence against children in all settings.